بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. O humankind, who have created you from a single male and female, Adam and Eve, and made you into nations and tribes and communities, that you may know each other. Verily the most honored of you in the sight of God is the one who is the most righteous of you. And God has full knowledge and is well acquainted with all things. ومن آياته خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم إن في ذلك لآيات للعالمين. And among the signs of God is the creation of heaven and earth, and the variation in your languages and your colors. Verily in that are signs for those who know.
Wow. America just elected one of the most uncivilized, rude, just disgusting human beings as the leader of our country. And I think that speaks volumes to many of the worst diseases that are plaguing our society, like fear and hate and ignorance and prejudice and bigotry. My brothers and sisters, regardless of your race or religion or ethnicity or heck, even nationality, remember this: our enemies can never destroy us. We can only destroy ourselves if we allow fear and hate to turn us against each other and be willing to undermine the principles of liberty and justice that make America so great. And that's how all great democracies have fallen, when leaders turned their people against each other, bred fear and hate and division, and then slowly took more of the fundamental rights that made their nations so great. I really believe it is a sad day that someone like Trump was elected as president of these United States. However, we must pull together. We must stand strong and proud as Americans, as Muslims, Christians, Jews, atheists. We must stand united for each other's rights and for our own rights. We must not give in to fear. We must not give in to hatred. We must stand strong and be vigilant, watch out for our safety and our security, but also for our liberty. In fact, since Donald Trump announced his presidency, anti-Muslim hate crimes have gone up over 500%. And that's what happens when we allow fear and hate to turn us against each other. America becomes less safe and America becomes less free. My advice to the community is as follows. Number one, take your safety and your security very seriously. Number two, recognize that God never takes, He only gives. And while this may appear to be a tremendous challenge for our community, I believe in reality it is a tremendous opportunity. The hatred that many people harbor has become apparent and clear. And we must use this as an opportunity to call for unity. We must build alliances, we must build relationships, and most importantly, we must stand proud of our identity and stand strong in holding this administration accountable to human rights. I mean, Donald Trump has said some of the craziest things. He's threatened to ban Muslims. He's threatened to engage in mass deportations. We will work together to make sure none of his crazy fascist dictatorial ideas become a reality. And we can do that if we stand united, if we remain involved, and if we don't give in to fear and hatred. Let's stand together. Let's try to pull our country together, and let's make sure we hold Trump accountable to the law, and most importantly, we protect the principles of justice and liberty that truly make America great. Those promoting fear and hatred and division will never make America great. Rather, it is those champions of human rights, civil rights, social justice, economic justice, they who will make America great. And now is our time to shine by holding Trump accountable and working to protect the civil rights and human rights of all people in America and hopefully in the world.
Now, from December 9th, 2015, yesterday's date, the Now the End Begins reports verified London police say Donald Trump is right about Muslim no-go zones in UK. The U.S. presidential contender caused worldwide consternation yesterday after a string of incendiary remarks about Muslims, including in Britain, and said, "We have places in London and other places that are so radicalized that police are afraid for their own lives." Serving police officers today backed Donald Trump's claim that some Muslim communities in the UK are no-go zones because of extremism. Right now, the political landscape across America is absolutely on fire as Donald Trump continues to rip the lid off of the carefully guarded liberal narrative that Islam is a religion of peace. If I were Donald Trump, I would immediately double whatever the current bodyguard arrangement he has right now. History shows us that when people dare to speak the truth, think JFK saying no to the Federal Reserve and secret societies, bullets fly and people die. Several MET or Met officers have said the Islamification of some of the parts of the Capitol require extra vigilance and they can't wear uniforms for safety reasons, despite Scotland Yard claiming the tycoon couldn't be more wrong. Home Secretary Theresa May tonight rejected Mr. Trump's claims, insisting the police in London are not afraid to go out and police the streets. The U.S. presidential contender caused worldwide consternation yesterday after a string of incendiary remarks about Muslims, including in Britain, excuse me, and said, "We have places in London and other places that are so radicalized that police are afraid for their own lives." And here's a video, no-go areas for non-Muslims in England.
Arguing that some British streets have become off-limits to non-Muslims may be a view associated with the far right. But when a Pakistani-born Anglican bishop publicly agrees, it reopens the debate. Writing in the Sunday Telegraph, Michael Nazir Ali says the effect of multiculturalism has been to turn already separate communities into no-go areas, and those of a different faith or race may find it difficult to live or work there because of hostility to them.
This article is unnecessarily alarming and might be considered by some people as inciting hatred against religion.
The bishop was abroad today, but a colleague in his Rochester diocese echoed his comments.
Our history is based on our Christian understanding of the world, that we've built a country on this basis, but in the past decade or so we seem to have lost it. We've emphasized multiculturalism to the point of losing our own roots.
In Oxford, the city of dreaming spires is also adapting.
You can see even from a Catholic priest, he's agreeing with it.
To the new cultural landscape. The local mosque wants to broadcast the call to prayer over loudspeakers, another feature of multi-faith Britain which the bishop objects to. Muslims here say it's no different to the sound of bells welcoming churchgoers.
The bishop should be a very broad-minded person. He's a religious man. He should give good consideration to the other religion as well. When the bell rings in the morning time, around about 8 o'clock, or 7:30, the people are still sleeping. Don't the bishop think they are disturbed?
Okay. But one serving officer said today Trump had pointed out something plainly obvious, something which I think we aren't as a nation willing to own up to. Another policeman said that he and other colleagues fear being terror targets and spoke of the dire warning from bosses not to wear a uniform even in my own car. It came as more than 250,000 people, 7 people every second, signed a petition demanding Mr. Trump is banned from Britain for being a hate preacher, an idea rejected by the Chancellor George Osborne. Mr. Trump has said the U.S. should close its borders to all Muslim migrants and claim parts of Britain are no-go areas because of Islamic extremism. Sharia for the UK.
Freedom of religion is a fundamental constitutional principle. It's a founding principle of this country. Normally, I do not comment on what's going on in the presidential election. I will take an exception today. This is not conservatism. What was proposed yesterday is not what this party stands for, and more importantly, it's not what this country stands for. Not only are there many Muslims serving in our armed forces, dying for this country, there are Muslims serving right here in the House, working every day to uphold and to defend the Constitution. Some of our best and biggest allies in this struggle and fight against radical Islamic terror are Muslims, the vast, 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 vast majority of whom are peaceful, who believe in pluralism, freedom, democracy, individual rights. I told our members this morning to always strive to live up to our highest ideals, to uphold those principles in the Constitution on which we swear every 2 years that we will defend. That's why we are here, and that is why we're going to stay here to do the people's house and do the people's work.